And this is basically, so this Dana White's still on Andrew Schultz's podcast. A different part where he talks about John Jones.
And again, love Schulte, love Flagrant. And there's definitely a place for this, and it's a huge show. Mm-hmm. Again, I keep the same energy when he's on with the Nelk Boys, when he's on with insert whoever show. It's nothing against Schultz, nothing against the Nelk Boys. All I'm saying is it would be refreshing if Dana sat down with the likes of a Luke Thomas, a Pete Carroll, Chuck Mendenhall, Ariel. Ariel, it's never happening, but those other guys, somebody who knows the fucking game. So when he says stuff like this, they have a record, they have a history and know what to ask. So we get questions. Now, maybe this is a bad take and it's because I'm a hardcore guy, but this cookie cutter stuff, and there's no rebuttal. So they ask him if John Jones is going to be on the White House card. He says, I can't put John Jones in a position where he can pull out. I had a deal with him to fight Aspinall. He said, I'm not going to do it. I can't be in that position again. Okay.
Yeah. So he's basically saying that John Jones won't be on the, kind of saying it, but not saying it.
Guarantee John Jones on that card.
I pray he is, yeah.
He will be.
Yeah, well, that's what that video was about. And, dude, not to laugh, but by the way, like anything to do with Schultz now, the show, it's all about Akash. Akash's wife, yeah. Everything, dude. It's
even
insane.
Even the Dana White clips?
Yeah, well, on their show, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's freaking insane.
If you're Akash, what do you do?
Well, he hasn't been responding, but so I went on Akash's.
Just hoping it dies out.
Yeah, you would imagine. I know he went to India. I don't know if it was pre-planned, whatever, with his wife. So maybe just take a break from social media. But
I think that was pre-planned before all this.
Yeah, they did mention something, but then even that, like, it was just when you go to Akash's Instagram, oh, dude, nonstop, dude. It's just
I wonder what you do.
What do you do?
Well, what do they say? They say, news.
Before
there's
it was
a quote
them,
where there's like news, let it sit for a while. If it's still a thing after 2 weeks, you need to address it.
Oh, okay.
Like usually give it 2 weeks. Usually that's by the time the shelf life, it dies off, people stop caring. If it goes past that, you usually need to do something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird
here's
position.
the thing. There ain't no PR firm you can hire that they don't fucking know. They're old school. There's nothing. I don't know. Akash, Schulte's a smart dude. Schultz will figure it out. Schultz will come up with something, how to deal with that. I don't know if there's a way to deal with it. I think you keep it in-house, talk to his wife.
That's the thing. It's just the only thing I could think of is just like tell her to stop talking about your relationship. Or, just all that stuff.
Or she needs to get on there and be like, yo, I was exaggerating to get clipped. I fucked up. I embarrassed my husband. This is not what my intentions. It's something like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you do.
Yeah, but if that's...
She needs to stop doing podcasts, though.
Yeah. But if that's really her experience, and that's what... the main thing that happened, I don't know how we got to this, but the main thing that happened is Akash went hard on those guys about, like, what a real relationship is like and, dating all that stuff. And then this happened. So it's kind of like, damn, dude, So that's why they're coming at him hard. But yeah, I don't know how to fix it.
To be fair to Akash, maybe he didn't know, though.
No, it seemed like he did.
Like maybe Akash like, what the fuck, this from left field? Yeah. I was going hard in the paint, saying I don't condone this stuff. And she was on a podcast talking about popping her pussy at frat houses.
Yeah.
He's like, this is news to me. I don't know what you do. I feel for him.
Yeah.
Take a little break.
This is one of the rare instances where I like Brendan Schaub, but he's still a piece of shit in a way. So he called out Akash Singh's wife, talking about she was popping it at the frat party, telling Akash he needs to get her in line and get her off podcast. Gave her a little bit of strategy on maybe how to handle this. I like how he took that shot at Schultz about having Dana White on. But one of the funniest things, so Chin's explaining the Akash thing, and Schaub's like, oh, that's still a thing? Oh, I can't believe that's still a thing. I'm don't know anything about it really. And then Chin is like, yeah, he took off and went to India, and Schaub immediately goes, that was pre-planned. You know, Schaub has been paying attention to this entire thing. He loves this. Schaub absolutely loves this. And I think I figured out why. Remember when Schaub, as he was blaming the Rogan Sphere comedians as to why his career is dead? And he said there was one comedian who called him, who was part of the Rogan Sphere, and told him to immediately ditch Brian Callen after Brian Callen was accused to save his own career. I am now of the belief that that comedian was Andrew Schultz. And another reason why I think it was Andrew, remember, and Schultz doesn't get enough shit for this, Andrew Schultz watched the Gringo Poppy and approved of it. Remember, Schultz said to Schaub back in the day, let me watch your special before you air it. And Schultz did and said, all right, air it, and didn't tell him how much it sucked. But I am now of the belief that Schaub, that it was Schultz who called Schaub. But Schaub's loving this. Schaub's like, finally, someone else is getting trashed online, another comedian, and it's not me. He's feigning like support for him. Chin's 100% in, loving all of it. It's a hilarious thing. Schaub is so involved in it. He had on his wife on his podcast right after the Akash thing, and it was 100% of the Akash thing. Schaub was like, wait a minute. Akash is going through that thing with his wife. Will, for the first time ever, get my wife on my podcast and do what Akash should have done. To be fair to Schaub, that is kind of probably what Akash should have did. And maybe Akash will still do it, but that was 100% of the Akash thing, and you can tell Schaub is just enjoying it. It is a pretty funny thing, though. It is pretty hilarious. I love Schaub, though. It's always feigning like, oh, I'm just looking out for my boys, but get your bitch in line. But he is right, though. I will give Schaub that. He is right. At least, you know, when Schaub's wife messes around, she at least flies to Vegas to do it and doesn't do like, go on other podcasts and trashes Schaub. I will say Schaub, to some degree, does have his woman in line, so he can give some advice here, but it's just hilarious how, like, he just feigned, like, oh my God, that's still a thing? People are still talking about it? Chen's like, yeah, he's in India. It was pre-planned. Like, how'd you know that if you weren't paying attention? But let me know your thoughts in the comments.